Welcome back. I'm on the new homestead, standing in my new garden area, and today we're going to take a look around. But before we do that, I wanted to mention something. A lot of folks in the last two videos said things like, I liked the video, but it looked so weird, it looked so blurry, it looked so strange, I thought I was on drugs. And I just want to say I'm really sorry that there's so many deeply disturbed people out there. And you know, I can't help that you don't appreciate art, or that you don't like my 1969 Minolta lens all the way on an aperture of 1.4, which makes everything look like a killer clown movie from the 1970s. I'm so sorry that you didn't all appreciate that, but I wanted to explain we're not going to do that on this one. We have an aperture of 5.6, and it's just going to be a very serious gardening video with very, very serious, clear footage, but it's the same lens. Hashtag authentic. Look out, guys. Look out, guys. Look out, guys. It's been raining and raining and raining. And do you like my socks? I have tall socks. There's a reason for this. These are tactical socks. This is dangerous. Dangerous out here because there are a lot of fire ants. So I'm wearing my tactical socks. I'm not going barefoot. I'm not grounded because I'll get killed by fire ants. There was a fence running right through here, and now we have this beautiful wood privacy fence instead, right along there. That's been the last few days' project. A very talented friend of mine helped us with that. And I'm getting rid of this old fence that was in here that kept the former owner's dogs in, because this is the new garden area. And we don't need all this fence. You can probably hear how squishy it is out here. Very mucky because we probably got a foot of rain in the last couple of days. Sorry, Texas. I'm gonna rub it in. We get too much rain, you don't get enough. Oh, come here and take a look at this fence. You can't see it, can you? It's invisible. Oh, 10,000 volts. This is the Tyrannosaurus pen back here, and this is awesome. So these guys, this is deer fencing right here, which you probably can't see very easily, but it goes up to 9 feet, and then we're zip tying all of the bottom of it, which we haven't done yet. We'll zip tie the living daylights out of it. And then this entire thing, because you can't see it, we'll have little flags tied all over it. Lots and lots and lots of little wavy bits of ribbon, because otherwise the deer are likely to just jump into it, and it'll be like a Venus flytrap, you know. They'll jump into it and get caught, and then we'll just come out and bludgeon them and eat them. But we don't exactly want to do that because they're probably going to tear the fence up. We just want to keep them from jumping through here, make it a little bit more trouble. So there was this 4-foot fence here, and now we have 5 more feet on top of it going up, which will get little ribbons all over it, and we'll see how that goes. A lot of people said, how are you going to keep the deers out? You know, how are you going to keep all them deers out? Them deers they're going to come through and gnarl up everything. So I said, well, I haven't done this before, but it seems like 9 feet is a good idea. It looks like it's invisible though, so we've got to make it visible, because deer are not particularly good at seeing. They're likely to just try and jump right through that. There's got to be a lot of visual cues to let them know that no, that's not a good idea to try and jump that. We're gonna make that stop. And yeah, we'll see. So don't take this as any kind of a finished idea. This is just hopefully gonna work. And feel free to try it at home or not try it at home. I'm not recommending. We're just gonna see how it works. We've got to do something because I got a lot of plants I'm gonna put in here, and there are deer all through here. So the old fence was right here on a line to the back corner of the porch, and we pulled it out right along here. And so now there's something important I have to do because I want to put in my garden beds right here. I'm going to start with this being our intensive salad and herb gardens right here, and I may even do them as mosaic edged beds eventually, because I used to have some of those and they were really pretty. And since we're here permanently, it makes a lot more sense to do that sort of thing. I generally just use mounded beds, and that's what I'll do to start with, but maybe on a Sunday afternoon I'll make a mosaic bed. I like the way they look. If you haven't read my article on it, I'll put a link. You can see the ones we did some years ago. It was a fun project with the kids, and very, very artistic, because everything on this channel is super, super artistic, Pinterest worthy, and man, it looks cool. So there's something important I have to do through here now that the metal fence is out. All these pieces of metal gotta come over here for a very specific reason. Oh yeah. This property's old. Some sort of a bolt. Very, very important. This will save you a lot of effort when you're metal detecting your garden. What are we hitting? Oh, that's my wedding ring. Oh yeah, an S-clip. See? This could have just ended up buried underneath a cabbage. We never would have known this was here. It's very important to metal detect. What is that? A random piece of metal. There it is. Another old button. I'll add this to my treasures. This is a random piece of copper, piece of steel, bone, more piece of metal, piece of tin, crumpled up aluminum, top from a can, pull tab, a few nails here, a punch out, a big weird hunk of metal. Don't know what this was. Piece of copper. Some broken glass that happened to be in one of the holes. An old buckle. Another big weird piece of metal here. Bud Light can. Unidentified pieces of a can here. Some foil. Another top here. This is an old loop and hook here. And a glue tube. Another piece of metal. Another junk metal piece. Broken piece off the end of a hose. A couple of buttons. That S-hook we just found, that's a good one. We could use that again. Put that right back into work. Old bent aluminum wire there. So it's worth doing. Here's even some window screening. If you got enough of this, you could just do a window. Just have to kind of sew it back together a bit. Highly recommend doing this if you have an old property. Make sure you get these treasures first before you plant over the top of them. 34.5 by 60. 18,630 square feet. My old main garden area was 11,000 and something. So this is good. So this first area right here, I'll put the most intensive garden beds with the salad greens and the herbs and the stuff we use every single day. And then somewhere around here, I can recreate the grocery row garden system. Currently, I think we have 6 grocery row garden beds that are about 60 feet long. I will add one more to make it 7 because that's a better number. And we'll go 60 feet here. And then at that very back, well, we'll do what we want. We'll put in some field crops or something, I don't know. But I think that this is gonna be an impressive space. And it's gonna be really fun to see how it shapes up. We're almost to the fall planting season, so I hope you stick around and see how we actually build this out. It's been a process of trying to get it into the shape where we can move it and, you know, get stuff in here and make sure that we keep the deer out. And I have to move plants in because my plants are, all my nursery plants are out right now at a friend's place that I've got to go get them. So now that we pretty much are gonna have the deer fence in place, I can bring my nursery plants in here and some of the trees that I had in pots and the plants that I had in pots. And then we can go and start claiming some of the stuff from the old property and cuttings and seeds or whatever we want to save and bring in here. Recreate the grocery row gardens, improve on them, and put them right here as we go into the fall. And it'll be a good time. And I hope you'll join me. So check out the book Grocery Row Gardening if you're interested in that, or if you're interested in just all around learning how to garden. The book Grow or Die, The Good Guide to Survival Gardening, sold out during the pandemic. Crazy, it was gone for weeks. So if you want to get that, that's back in stock. It's available. I'll put a link below and Grocery Row Gardening below. Thanks for joining me. We're gonna have a lot of interesting things coming up, so stay tuned. And until next time, may your thumbs always be green. Sugar